Hear their stories. Have an open mind before you judge, man. You just never know the situation people are in to do the things that they're doing to better themselves in life. Hey, how you guys doing, man? Smoothly here. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. You know, it is always a good day to me out here in Las Vegas, man. I got up this morning, I feel blessed. I'm able to go out and do the things that I love to do every day, see the people I work with every day, have the wonderful conversation that I have with the patients and a lot of the caregivers, when I'm in the home. I want to thank all you guys who come back to my channel, my regular viewers. I really appreciate you guys very much, my regular 100 viewers. But anyway, I want to touch on a subject here today. I had a great conversation this morning with this caregiver. My first time ever seeing her at this patient home. Been working with this gentleman now for, a couple of years now, on and off. And this young lady, we were talking about so many different, subject, but then we got to the point where we were talking about why, a lot of young ladies in the country that she's from end up marrying a lot of older gentlemen. And, she touched on a few points, that a lot of people really don't touch upon, and I really appreciate her for really enlightening me on the, the subject, because she herself, is also married to an older gentleman. And, she kind of gave me her story of the reason why she went that route. And I really appreciated that. But, it's not going to be a long conversation. I'm going to try to make it short. Her main point is that, a lot of people in the Western world always tend to look at, these young ladies and, judge them right away, when they see them with an older gentleman. They assume a lot of these girls, are really going with these men just because, they're looking for money. And that's not really the case, and I've seen that day in and day out because, a lot of these patients that I work with are either living in group homes or some of them living in assisted living facilities. And a lot of the people, that I encounter, the workers, is from that country, and I really appreciate the conversation that I have, with all of them. And her thing was, the reason why, she decided to marry a foreigner, it's not because she was looking for riches. She was just looking for an opportunity to get out from where she was because her chances of getting ahead in life was very limited. And she always wanted to do better in life. She wanted to get her college education. She didn't finish high school because she couldn't afford to. Her parents couldn't afford to give her the opportunity to get out from, the village that they were living in to go to school. So she said she always had a dream of marrying, a guy from her province. That was her goal. But then she started looking at her opportunities if she had done that. She said a couple of years down the line, she didn't want to look at herself having a couple of kids with no job and just keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again that she saw in her village with people just having a lot of kids with no jobs to support themselves or their kid. So, she said she decided to join, a dating website. And she was very honest. She said, I was talking to a few guys, just in case, because she never know which guy was going to be the guy. But she said there was one man that actually stood out to her because that man started asking her a lot of questions, was just literally questioning her about her goals in life. What was she looking for? What she wanted to do if she had an opportunity to get out from her country and come abroad. She said she was very honest. She wanted to finish her education and try to better herself so she can take care of herself and actually do something for her family, back home. And then she said to me, she said, as he was asking me these questions, she kind of turned it around on him and was asking him, well, why are you looking for, a younger woman like me? He said, well, back home in this country, he cannot find a companion because, unfortunately here in the Western world, we always tend to look at people when they start getting older. It's like they're very invincible. It's like they don't have anything to offer us unless, they're giving us something, which, and I think it's a shame, because, I grew up in Ireland as a young boy, and, our elders were the most important thing. We always show respect to and talk to. And, I've seen a lot of young girls back home end up with older gentlemen. It's not something that it's done all the time. It's very rare. But, when you're in a dire situation and you need that assistant, you're not going to go with the guy who's your age who has nothing. You're going to want to go with an older person. But he said to her, I need that companion. I need someone who's going to be there for me as I get older. And she said, okay. She realized that she had to do that because, of course, he was tremendously older than her. And she said, all right, I can see where you're coming from with that. And, she says, as they were trading these for to each other, they just click. She find that she started clicking. She couldn't stop talking to him. Long story short, he came over to her country. They met. She said physically he wasn't really, appealing, to her, but before seeing him, she already started developing this strong feeling towards him. Long story short, they ended up getting married. She came back here to the United States of America, and two of her goals that she had in life, she accomplished. She went back, got her GED, and finished her community college education. And now she's furthering her education by going back to school to be a registered nurse. So then I asked her, well, why are you here doing caregiver work? She said, because the deal that I made with him is that he will take care of two of the goals that she wanted, and that was for her to get her high school education and to get a community college education. Now she can go out and earn her own living so she can pay her own way to go back to school. And I thought that was really, a very interesting story. But she says one problem that she's always having here is that, every time that she's out on the street with her husband, people always tend to look at her and just look at her as a person who's just with him because she is a gold digger. And I think that is so wrong a lot of times. People always tend to judge, the female with the older man, but they never really turn around and ask, well, why the hell is this older man is with this young lady? And I think that's a very fair question that a lot of people should ask, But I thought I kind of share that story, man, because, a lot of times, even I myself sometimes, tend to pass judgment. I'm not above that, but like I say, as time go by and I start meeting a lot of people who are in these situations, I start respecting the things that they're doing to get themselves out from where they are and better themselves. But anyway, man, I thought I'd share that little short story there with you guys. And as always, you guys know what it is with me, man. It is always peace and love, man. Peace and love. Let's not judge, man. Peace on out.